Hello, and thank you for your interest in Health Plus Marketing. My name is Frank. I'm one of the partners of the company. We put together this little presentation to help give you some information about our offering as quickly as possible. We do receive an average of 63 inquiries a week, and this is our best solution for getting back to the people right away. I hope you will appreciate the presentation and then immediately complete the process to contact us so we can answer all your questions and hopefully get you on our team. The first screen presentation that you're going to see, other than the opening, is a little letter from Mike Robinson, who is our president and the founder of the company. Mike was a long-term pharmaceutical representative with several companies. Most recently, he was the national sales manager for an extremely large pharmaceutical company. In fact, it's one of the largest in the world. And when he was there, he would always be approached by people and ask, hey, is there any openings at your company, or do you know how to break into the business, and this, that, and the other? Well, Mike's been in the industry for close to 40 years, so of course he knows of openings, and of course he knows of how to get into it. But the problem that he had with friends and family was that the qualifications to get into the healthcare and pharmaceutical sales industry are quite high. And with those requirements in line, it was very often the case where none of the people that were asking him the question had much chance of getting a job, at least a real job. So he quite often would say no and move on from there and just leave it as it was. Now, a couple of years ago, he was talking to a gentleman that was looking to get into the United States with a healthcare product. And with the product that he was bringing to the country, he, of course, needed a sales force. So he asked Mike about building a sales force and said to Mike that, hey, listen, I want to build this sales force. I don't want to pay a salary because I don't have time to manage people. But I also hate to hire people on a commission because the cost to train them is quite high, and I'm afraid that a number of them will not stay because they will just find other things, or if they're not successful right away, they will not stay with the company. So Mike started thinking that, hey, listen, there are people out there that are good people. Maybe they don't come from a background of the sciences, biology, chemistry, whatever, that would probably make great business owners and medical or pharmaceutical sales reps. And here you got this other group of companies that are trying to bring a product to the country, and frankly, they don't have the resources to develop a marketing team. Why not put together an organization that would bridge that gap and bring both of these parties together? And that's exactly what he did with Health Plus Marketing. Just at the bottom of that statement that you might have seen as I was going through this by the numbers, I want to point out here that we expect that our independent agents, which is what the opportunity is that we offer, should earn a minimum of $235,000 a year. It's actually starting in year 3. It says by the end of year 2, but it's actually starting in year 3. And that's based on following a path that we've set out for you, or laid out for you, and where we think you can be if you just follow the path. Now, the question is, why should you invest in your own healthcare supplies and services business? And of course, you see the equation up there that the opportunity plus hard work will equal financial success. That's really true in most businesses. I mean, look, if there's not an opportunity, then you can work hard all you want, but it's just the financial success won't come. You could also have an opportunity that's great, but never work at it. And again, the result will be a lack of financial success. If you combine opportunity and hard work, financial success is sure to come. And financial success, while it's not the only thing in the world, let's face it, life's a lot easier when you got a little bit of money in the bank and you're on solid financial ground. So the opportunity as a licensed agent, business owner in our marketplace is almost endless. I mean, the number of healthcare providers and the products and services that we offer to them can set you up in a position where you can go out and this week talk to a doctor about an enhanced allergic type of testing program that they might want to participate in. Next week, you can go to that same doctor and offer them something that might be in the line of like a patient financing program. So what we've done is if we design programs that work together and build the opportunity so that all you have to do is work the plan and the rewards will come. Now, the bottom line on why you should invest in this opportunity, though, is that at Health Plus Marketing, we set up working partnerships. We do not sell franchises. I mean, look, there's countless companies out there that basically want to have people come in and buy their franchises, and then they'll charge them 5 to 8% on everything that they sell, and basically all they're doing is making money by selling a business. We're not. Our investment, as you're going to see in a minute, is a one-time investment, and from there, our financial success, like yours, is built together. So it's building a partnership. You're not looking for a franchise, and we're not selling you one. Now, Health Plus Marketing offers the opportunity to promote the best products and services. That's right here on the screen, and it's absolutely the truth. I mean, look, the products and services we offer in our portfolio are not just new products. They're some of the best known products in the country. We just bring them together, and these companies contract with us because, quite frankly, we have a very unique marketing force. And that is that, hey, we're not just hiring commission people to go out and sell their stuff and hope that these people are successful. We're getting people to invest in their own business and in their own opportunity to perform a service, and in this case, marketing. And because of that, we are going to train these people. We're going to work with these people, meaning you, and we're going to help you to become a success. Because we don't make any money unless you're making money, these healthcare products and services vendors, they get it. They know that our people are really going to work, and not just work, but they're really going to be trained properly on what their products and services can offer in the healthcare world. And they're not going to go out on the street blindly with something that just sounds good. But I want to point out on this particular slide that unless you're actively involved in healthcare, in the healthcare industry, you probably have not really considered how large the industry is and what's potentially out there. Currently, according to the U.S. Census, there's well over 350 million people living in the United States. On average, they'll visit a healthcare provider at least 3 times a year. Now you're talking about doctors and dentists and vision care and things like that. And of course, some people may go 10 times and some people may not go. But on average, each person will visit a healthcare provider at least 3 times a year. That means that over 1 billion times somebody will visit a healthcare office. Now, with each visit, think about it. There's always at least one product or supply that's going to be used. I don't care if it's the little cap on the end of the hearing aid device or hear testing device, or if it's a tongue depressor. There's always something that's going to be used. And so the opportunity to sell more products and services is just, it's almost limitless. I mean, now you consider the fact that they're going to use up one product every time somebody goes to a healthcare provider, and then most likely they're going to end up using several products that'll get disposed of at the first visit, plus being sent home with prescriptions. So there's all kinds of opportunity to sell and promote different things. Now, the success of Health Plus is based on the success of each of our licensed agents. I mean, look, it's pretty simple in our case. We are positioned right between 2 different groups that both have the same goal. Mike started the company because a vendor from another country, Europe, actually wanted to bring a product to the United States and didn't have a marketing force. Mike had people that wanted to work in the healthcare industry, but quite frankly, didn't have the qualifications to go to the best of the best companies and really get a good job. So what he did is he made an opportunity and bridged that gap by bringing the two groups together. The success of you as a licensed agent out marketing and building a sales force will create more sales for the vendors. The more sales that the vendors are seeing and achieving, the more products and services they're going to bring to Health Plus. So it really is, as this slide says, very simple, pretty simple. You're out there marketing, building, selling, getting the products out to the market. That makes Health Plus looks great in the eyes of all the vendors who are looking to bring more products and services to the market. And so they're giving us more products and services. So it really is a situation of the success brings more success. Now, at the bottom of this slide, I do want to point out, we're not looking for you to be a salesperson or really even have a selling background. That's not required for this opportunity. What we're looking for are people who we can train to open a business and then recruit a marketing team following our direction, get them on board, and get them out marketing these products and services. We need business owners and professionals. We don't need salespeople. Salespeople, we can find salespeople, but that's not what this opportunity is about. This opportunity is about, hey, listen, if you want to be a one-man show and do your own thing, that's great. But in reality, what we'd like to see each independent agent do is build a sales force of 10 or 15 people who can market. I mean, look, this opportunity is not just marketing in your city or town, but you can market our products and services anywhere in the country. So it's quite large. Financial return on investment. Now, look, as with any business and franchise opportunity, there are going to be people who are successful and there's going to be failures, plain and simple. Furthermore, due to federal and state regulations, we cannot promise any type of return. We cannot certainly can't guarantee any type of return. But, having said that, as this slide shows, pharmaceutical and medical reps, average earnings place them in the top 10% of all wage earners in the United States. In fact, I think it's kind of funny. I mean, we visit really very top-notch doctors and, working in hospitals and whatnot. And these guys have spent 30 years in school learning their craft, and they're amazing at what they do. And we can take a pharmaceutical rep who really knows their product inside out and backwards and has a good product, and that rep could be earning significantly more than that doctor and work a quarter of the time, put in a quarter of the hours. But anyway, we can't make any promises as far as income. We do tell you what we strive for is that we'd like our agents to be grossing $235,000 a year at the start of the third year, the end of the second year. So since we can't give you real numbers or make any promises, what we can tell you are some basics. The three main areas that we work in that are the quickest to earn money and gross income. The first is patient financing. We contract with a patient financing company that they work with over 100 different lenders. I can't say they approve everybody because they don't. Nobody can. But they have programs for everybody, which is a different thing. The doctors pay a total of $5 for each application they submit. So in this world, it's really nothing. But having said that, so the doctors really don't pay anything. It's the best program going. If you sign up a doctor, you're going to earn $100 basically for the enrollment commission. And then you're going to average a per closing commission of about $35 per closing. Now, if you're signing up doctors at really use patient financing. For example, cosmetic surgeon, LASIK type doctors, weight loss type doctors. There's no reason they shouldn't be sending in at least 4 patient referrals a month. So just signing up 50 of those practices, and you could have essentially achieved a 6-figure annual return just from the patient financing side of the business. And that's a really easy one to enter the healthcare community with. Laser and cosmetic equipment. We have direct access to the manufacturers. With that direct access, what we do is we go out and promote things like hair removal and tattoo removal machines, and we price them between $6,000 and $20,000. By comparison, our competitors sell similar products in the $30,000 to $120,000 range, significantly more. I mean, just crazy more. Furthermore, we offer 100% financing for the doctors who buy our equipment, whereas with our competitors, most of them are requiring the doctors to find third-party financing or obviously write a check. Now, your commission on each of these sales, it ranges anywhere from $3,000 to $7,000 per sale. I mean, that's a significant number. You know, the one that most people are most excited about are pharmaceutical and surgical supplies. They are absolutely by far number one thing. I mean, there's single products out there that if a doctor prescribes, it could mean a commission to you to our representatives to as much as $2,000. So the pharmaceutical and surgical supplies, there are so many in scope, and it varies so much on dollar amounts of what the commissions would be. We just put a generic statement about them in here, but really, whether it's a few pennies or several $1,000s, even the smallest amounts add up fast when you're in healthcare, and the providers tend to buy in bulk. I mean, it's really quite a bit of volume is what they're doing if they're buying, well, I'll just use an example like surgical gloves. Now, the cost of the investment and what it covers. Since Health Plus Marketing is not in the business of selling a business or franchises, we do keep the cost as low as possible. The only upfront investment you're going to have with us is the $9,750 to obtain the license to become a licensed agent with Health Plus. That really covers everything you're going to need to be in business. Covers your 3 days of training, your ongoing support, your vendor licenses, startup marketing materials. We'll help you with the recruiting and retaining marketing forces. I mean, we'll even help you with how to set up your incorporation if you want to go down that road. Literally, the $9,750 is the total turnkey cost. Once more, since we do have vendors that are in the financing industry and we do believe in the program so much, we even have 100% financing of that investment available. I mean, if you have anything from good to excellent credit, you're going to be able to finance 100% of the investment and have a payment as little as $100 a month. Plus, most of the programs offer 0% for 12 to 18 months. But, look, even if you've had some rough times on the credit side, I mean, it has been a tough economy the last several years. With as little as 25% down, actually, that's it, 25%. It's not even any more than that. With 25% down, even if you have really poor credit, bankruptcy, whatever the case is, with 25% down, we can get you financed. So if this investment becomes your thing and we accept you into the program, financing will cover anything you need to do as far as the cost. So there's no need to worry about that. Finally, the other thing that you would have with our program is an annual fee of $595 to remain with us year after year. And that fee is actually waived as soon as you do $100,000 in sales in that year. So, which is, I mean, you almost have to not be working to not do 100,000 in sales. I'm not talking about what you earn. I'm talking about in gross sales, whether it's in patient financing or the pharmaceutical supplies. I mean, whatever it is, if it adds up to $100,000 in sales, we waive the annual fee. Again, we're not looking to make money on people just because they want to be in our business. We're looking to grow partnerships. Now, I point out on this slide, a lot of people have concerns about trying to open their own business and the risk of failure. So I'd like you to consider a quote by Abraham Lincoln, which really hits home. You are far better off to have tried something and failed than to have tried nothing and succeeded. I want you to think about that. That's pretty strong. I mean, look, if you never try something, then you have no chance of succeeding at it. I mean, that's silliness. On the other hand, if you tried something and failed, hey, you gave it a shot. That's all there is to it. On the next slide, I want to talk about the sorry, I got to get down to it. Your business will start with training. Look, the only way we can work and get the agreements we get with our vendors is by providing training. I mean, we have to make sure you know what you're doing. It's really that simple. So the first part of your training is, I mean, the first thing your investment's going to cover is all the training. On the first day of training, we're going to talk about a complete overview of the industry, how to approach doctors, how to get into it, how to form corporations, et cetera, et cetera. Second day of training, we'll learn more about products and services as an overview. But since we have so many products, we're going to tell you that you should choose like 3 to 5 to start with and focus on that 3 to 5 products instead of trying to learn 20 or 30. That can be overwhelming. So the third day of training, we're going to break it down into groups and go into specifics about the 3 to 5 products that you want to specialize in. It's really detailed. It's really a lot of information. Most people will walk away from the training very excited, but literally with brain overload. So typically we will be working with you on a daily basis and certainly weekly, going over products and services and getting started with them. Now, the most important thing on this slide is something that I want to point out, which is that it says attend 3 days of training before you commit. I mean, look, we cannot have people coming on board paying a fee, and just because they can pay a fee, that's it. We need people who are committed to being successful. On the other hand, we also, since we don't meet you until you attend training, we also want to have the right to say, hey, listen, maybe you're not a good fit for us. So what we do is we invite everybody into the training. Of course, you have to have paid or have your financing in place when you do come. But you come into training, you do the 3 days of training, and then we're going to give you 3 days after the training to go home and think about it. And if for some reason you want to option out of the agreement, you can certainly do that. The only thing you would lose at that point would be $1,000, which is essentially covering some of our costs to get you started and for the training. But that's it. On the other hand, if for some reason you came to training and we decide you're not a good fit for us, we would refund 100% of your money. Now, the final thing on this presentation is how you get started. You know, we make it pretty simple. We do tend to be selective in who we accept as agents. We also, you're going to find we don't push hard to get these things sold because we do receive 63 inquiries a week. So what you'll do is you contact our corporate offices to discuss any questions you may have. Complete a agency agreement. If you need financing for the investment, complete a financing application. If you're accepted as a licensed agent, you'll make payment arrangements, and then you schedule your 3 days of training and start your business. Now, the easiest way to get started is if you're at the website right now, just click on the button that says click here. And if you're not, then go to healthplusmarketing.com. On that page, you're going to see this presentation again, and then click here. Review each page. You can click on the click-through buttons on each page. They're going to take you through the site itself and ultimately land you on a non-disclosure agreement, which we want you to accept. Click on the accept, and you will land on a contact page. On that contact page, if you would, just send us your information, and one of our representatives will contact you. Now, the typical time frame and the way that this works is that a representative will contact you, make sure you've got the information, find out if there's anything else we can answer for you at the entry level, if you will. At that point, you'll be scheduled to talk to one of our other representatives who can explain more details about the specifics on our programs and the products we represent. Please understand that we cannot disclose product information as far as like actual names and whatnot in these conversations until you've actually attended training. That's at the request of the vendors. Excuse me. And then we will, probably introduce you to Mike Robinson by phone. He wants to make sure that he's got a handle on everybody coming in and make sure that they've got a good understanding of what we're doing. And then we'll schedule you for training. Now, the training does happen once a month. We typically book out 1 to 2 months. So if you are considering something and you want to get started right away, you'll have to act right away. I mean, we'll do the best we can to accommodate your schedule. But again, the classes fill up fast, and we don't see how many people we can get. I mean, 20 is a good group for us. I mean, we don't really want to get crazy with how many people attend the class. With that, I thank you very much for taking the time to review this presentation. Thank you again for your interest in our opportunity. If you have any questions, please feel free to call us at 888-757-1982. And I wish you well and look forward to meeting you in the future.